McGregor and Chandler is finally going to happen, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the matchup and whether or not Conor McGregor has a legitimate chance of winning this fight. So let's start off with Conor. By the time this fight happens, it'll almost be 3 years since we last saw Conor in the octagon, and he is coming off a very severe injury. He obviously broke his leg in his last fight, which was the reason he lost the fight. I don't think the UFC should have counted that win to Dustin. So Conor's last fight was against Dustin Poirier, likewise with Michael Chandler, who also hasn't fought for quite a while. It will be almost 2 years since his last fight as well. So that is one of the reasons I think Conor's a chance in this, because Michael Chandler's missed so much time as well. One thing that's making me think Chandler has a better chance of winning is Michael Chandler's been in the gym every day training for this very fight, and you gotta give it to Chandler. He was told by many people on social media that there was a chance that Conor would never fight again and this fight would never happen, and him waiting for Conor was a waste of time. But Chandler was persistent, and this fight is going to happen, and I cannot wait for it. Back to Conor McGregor. We've seen some training footage, and he looks pretty sharp. I think one thing that could win Conor this fight is his leg kicks. We saw in the Cowboy fight, Conor's last win, that head kick stunned Donald Cerrone and played a big part in that win for Conor, which was just 40 seconds. I know it's against a veteran in Cowboy, and he was past it, but Conor McGregor, you got to remember, he's 2 inches taller than Chandler. He's going to have a reach advantage, and if he can utilise that, if he can be quick on his feet, keep his distance, just control Chandler, like he's been saying, control him around in that octagon, I think Chandler might have a tough time getting towards Conor, getting close to Conor, and I'm highly doubting that Chandler's actually going to outstrike Conor because of that reason. Now we move to the wrestling part. Michael Chandler has said he's not going to use much wrestling in this fight, but who knows? If Conor's dominating him on the feet, Michael Chandler is going to have to use his wrestling to give himself a chance. Now, there's a chance Michael Chandler could still knock Conor out, but I think Conor has a better chance of knocking Michael Chandler out. Conor McGregor, we've seen in some footage he's doing that boxing stance, and then others, it's sort of the OG Conor we know and love. I don't mind either. If he can use both, that'd be good. But I think leg kicks, like I said, is going to be really important for Conor in this fight. I honestly cannot wait for this. Who I think will win, I'm not going to give my full prediction yet. We'll save that as it gets closer to the fight. But, man, I want Conor to win so bad. Did I see Conor coming back? To be honest, I didn't really see it happening. I don't know. Just saying he's going to come back multiple times and then it just never happening. And then after UFC 300, when I saw that announcement, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. And it's weird to say that because I'm not even one of the fighters, but to see Conor back, one of my favourite fighters ever, it's going to be very exciting. And I do like Michael Chandler as well, and I think this is a very fun rivalry. They're both smart men. They're both smart with their trash talk, I think. We saw that on the Ultimate Fighter show which people gave a lot of hate for that season, and I thought it was actually really good. We saw a lot of back and forth trash talk, and hopefully in the press conferences and the weigh-ins we'll see more of that. And I don't think the two hate each other. I don't think they hate each other, but of course they really want to win this fight because the build-up's been so long. It's been such a long build-up, which really does increase the must-win aspect, because whoever loses this fight, they're getting old now. That probably rules them out for winning another title for Conor, and then for Chandler winning his first UFC title. So, massive stakes for this fight. I think whoever wins this fight will have one more fight, and then if they win that, they'll fight again for the title. Whether it's at lightweight or welterweight, we'll see what happens. Conor McGregor record at welterweight in the UFC, I believe, is 2-3. Beat Cowboy, beat Nate Diaz once. I thought Diaz was robbed in that second fight. And then, of course, tapped like chicken against Diaz the first time. But Michael Chandler's a lot shorter than Cowboy and Nate Diaz, and I think Conor's going to have a good reach advantage, and he's a really good shot in this fight. So, those are my thoughts on the fight. I'll give you guys a full, in-detail prediction on who I think will win the fight in a few weeks' time. Thank you guys for watching another UFC video. Hope you guys are enjoying the daily uploads in May, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.